Hello, I'm Juan Davies, Chief Creative Officer at KCT and PBS SoCal, and we are partnering with the newsroom of KPCC and LAist on a daily reporter roundup. Let's start today with you, Mariana. What is the update on childcare providers here in the region?
Well, the state agency that licenses childcare says a little more than 1,500 providers have closed permanently since the start of the coronavirus pandemic. And many of the providers that are open are still struggling because it costs more to provide childcare right now. Here's a few examples. They are buying more cleaning supplies, if they can even find them in the first place, in addition to PPE. They're having to upgrade their internet so that they can help kids out with distance learning. And often they're taking care of fewer kids because of the coronavirus safety guidelines. And on top of all of that, some home-based providers who serve low-income families are expecting to get smaller reimbursements from the state this month because part of the California budget relied on federal funding that just hasn't materialized yet.
Movie theaters are another one of the industries that are really struggling through this pandemic right now. And a group of theater owners and Hollywood filmmakers are asking DC lawmakers to help keep these movie theaters afloat. Mike's been following that story.
Thousands of movie theaters are still closed, and even where they've been allowed to open, they're still often largely empty with limited capacity and few new movies for them to show. The National Association of Theater Owners estimates that nearly 70% of small and mid-sized exhibitors could go bankrupt unless the government gives them some sort of bailout. So theater owners and Hollywood unions have joined with filmmakers like Christopher Nolan, Barry Jenkins, and Greta Gerwig to send a joint letter to the leaders in Congress asking for theaters to be added to COVID-19 relief funds. The letter also notes that beyond the 150,000 people who work for movie theaters, they also help employ millions more who make movies, as well as those working in restaurants and stores that count on theaters for foot traffic.
Earlier this week, the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors voted unanimously to designate Alpine Village, which is a Bavarian-themed shopping and dining complex, a historical landmark. Itzy explains.
Yeah, that's right. Alpine Village in West Carson has now been granted landmark protection, which actually makes it the first legacy business in unincorporated Los Angeles County with that designation. For some historical background, the shopping and dining center first opened up back in 1968, and it's since served as a gathering place, especially for German Americans in Southern California. That's according to Rosalind Segarra. She is with the Los Angeles Conservancy, and she told me that over 30 social and cultural groups have gathered at Alpine Village over the years. She also says that the landmark status will protect the property from major alterations and potentially demolition, though she notes that that does not include the interiors of the buildings.
And finally today, Sue Ding, producer and director of the season premiere episode of Artbound on KCET, is here to tell us more about the Light and Space Artist Movement and the documentary.
Yeah, we're really excited to share this film with everyone. It tracks the light and space movement. So this group of artists working in LA in the 1960s and 70s, and they were really exploring using light as a medium. So whether manipulating natural light or producing artificial light, experimenting with different kinds of innovative materials at the time. And the film follows the work of three artists, Robert Irwin, Larry Bell, and Helen Pashkin. And what's really amazing to see in the film is that more than 50 years after they began their careers, they're producing some of their most ambitious and exciting work. So that'll be airing again on Saturday, streaming on kcet.org/artbound and also on the PBS app.
Thank you, Sue. I think in all these months of lockdown, the light and space movement and what they were trying to teach us with opening up our senses is so relevant today, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely. I think with all the crises that are currently going on, I think it's really more important than ever to be reminded of how to be present in the moment, how to think about how we're experiencing the space around us, and to just be present in our current moment.
Well, thank you, Sue. And thank you all at the KPCC and LAist Newsroom. And thank you for tuning in. Stay healthy, take care of your neighbor, your family, and we will see you tomorrow.